Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kamiliya Zahra Alamsyah and my BP number is 20107322032. And in this video, I would like to explain another topics of my subject and introduction of discourse analysis, which is discourse, genre, and registers. So first is about I would like to divide it into two topics, which is first is discourse and genre, and the second one is genre and registers. So first is discourse and genre. I would like to explain 6 points about it. First is what is genre. So genre are ways in which people get things done through their use of spoken and written discourse. Genres are typically performed by a particular person in order to present to a specific audience. Genre is, in a simple way, is the form of what is we are a people, a person, right. And two is defining a genre or genres. So there are several definitions stated by the experts, such as first is Martin. Martin defines the genre as a stage, goal-oriented, purposeful activity in which speakers engage as members of our cultures. Additionally, Martin and Rose elaborated as a social because we participate in genres with other people, goal-oriented because we use genres to get things done, and stage because it usually takes us few steps to reach our goals. And genre, according to Miller and Bazerman, is a kind of social agreement about ways of doing things with language, in particular, a social and cultural settings. So the third point is assigning a text into a genre category. So there are aspects we need to assign a text to a genre category. Based on Cook's on 1989, we may consider the author or speakers of the text and the intended audience of the text, or consider the purpose of text, situation in the text, or the situation in which the text occurs, and also the physical forms of the text. So assigning a text into a genre category needs genre identification, which is kind of complex and requires a flexible. Then, to conclude, assigning a text into a genre category is about how it has a sufficient similarity to have a relationship with other examples of the genre in the particular genre categories. The fourth point I would like to explain is networks or chains of genre. So to understand how networks or chains of genre are, it is simply about how the texts related to each other. For example, the reaction of a text which reacts from another text is where each of those texts interacts with each other within their own particular genre networks. And the fifth point I would like to explain is written and spoken genre. So basically, genre is divided into two, which are written and spoken. And written genre are the newspaper, for example, newspaper reports and academics essay, news article, letters, stories, emails, and poems. And on the other side, spoken genres are academic lectures or casual conversation, presentations, speeches, and interviews. And the last point of discourse and genre is discourse structures of genres. So there are several ways that we may use to analyze discourse structures of genre, which are it's two ways, which is by identifying its generic structure based on its genre category membership, such as letter to editor, and the second one is examine the rhetorical structure by looking at the rhetorical types such as argument, description, problem solution that occur within the text. And I'll come to the next topic is genre and registers. There will be 5 points that I would like to explain. The first point is what are text varieties. So text varieties are several kinds of language which used in different forms in daily life. In daily activities, there is more than one text variety. For example, spoken language such as daily conversation and written language such as newspaper or note taking. And in the terms to explain after this is which are registers, genders, and styles, will be refers to the different perspective on the text varieties. Second point I would like to explain is genre, registers, and style. So genre includes the more general idea of what interactants are doing through language and how they recognize the language even in recognizable stages in order to achieve the purpose. So the example of genre, or I will take the example with put it in the same way of text type because it can be used interchangeably. For example, when the genre is recipe, the text type will be procedure. Sorry. And register is the variation according to the use. The registers is the study of context that can be determined through first field, which is related to the topic, content, and subject matter of the text and also related to the experiential meaning. Two is tenor, is the relationship of the participant, which is related to the interpersonal meaning. And third is mode, is how the relationship between the message or language which is delivered and related to the textual meaning. For example, if we want to invite our best friend to a party via phone call, it will be like the field is birthday party, the tenor is between friend, and the mode is spoken communications via phone call. And style is stated by Janet Holmes, is the language variation that reflects changes in situational factors such as listener or reader, settings, task, or topic. So it's basically the use of variation language that we can choose and use according to whom we are speaking to. And the third point is text, varieties, registers, and dialects. So text is the term that refers to the natural language used for communications, which can be described according to the context, considering who produced it and the situation and the purpose of text. Variety is used for a category of text that shares some social and situational characteristic. Register is the variation according to the use, and dialects are the social varieties associated with different groups of speakers, which are people who live in different regions, socioeconomic, ethnic, and even gender. And the fourth point I would like to explain is complete text and text excerpt. So, complete text is an instance of extended discourse that has a clear start and finish. For example, an article. And other example is research or written text. And text excerpts is a segment of discourse extracted from a larger complete text. For example, a text excerpt 2 or 3 paragraphs of a novel or several turns of interaction from a conversation. And the last point I would like to explain is genre and style in literary studies. Genre is a type of category, and literary means literature. So, the literary genre is a type of category in literature. There are 4 main literary genres, which are first drama, second fiction, third nonfiction, and the last one is poetry. So, drama is a play for theater told by characters in dialogue. Fiction is a story that did not actually happen in real life. Meanwhile, nonfiction is the reverse of it, which is factual, real, and actually happen in life. And poetry is writing using language and sound in special ways to express several ideas. So everyone, that is my explanation regarding to discourse, genre, and registers. I would like to say thanks for your attention, and I'm Kamiliya Zahra Alamsyah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.